Hi everyone! Today we are continuing on with our creative ways on how to use expired planners. So if you have not seen the first 5 ways, which is called 5 creative ways to use expired planners, that will be on my channel, My Creative Ego. I'll also leave a link to it in the description box down below. So we're just going to jump right into it. Of course, you know I like to set your confidence on high, right? So we're going to start off with the most easiest project, and that's going to be for your wall art, wall gallery, picture frames, things like that. Again, just like in the first video, I don't want you guys going out and buying a whole lot of extra stuff and spending a whole lot of extra money. These are actually old frames that I had that I picked up from Daiso many years ago. You know, use what you have. Wall frames, photo frames, desktop picture frames. Use what you have and then go through all these expired planners. Try to match up your little picture to the frame. It's really cool because you'll find some that are like the perfect match. So just kind of keep flipping through. Again, these are the pages in your planner that have like the months on it, which I think is like the most bright and colorful pages out of all of them. So they work really well with your picture frames. So I'm going to go with this one right here. It wasn't the exact fit for the frame, but no worries because you can always use colored cardstock for the background. You know, I tried it with the green cardstock, which I thought looked really nice. And as you can tell, I'm going to put the white cardstock on the back of this, and you can kind of see how it is just a little bit shorter than the actual frame. I have so many of these expired planners, and if you want to know where I picked them up from, don't forget to watch video number 1. This one says Dream Big, Sparkle More, Shine Bright. I paired it with a gold background paper so they kind of match the frame. You can definitely leave it as is. You can also add more of your ephemera pieces like I did here, and like the ephemera packs that you choose. You could definitely use like unicorns, and I think that would be really great if you're trying to give off like a nursery vibe or inspirational quote type thing. But I'm going to put this in my craft room, so I was like, okay, this kind of like matches the motif that's in my craft room currently. And then I also added some dimensional puffy star stickers on the outside of the frame. So I didn't want to put on the inside because you know you'll have that little awkward gap because it is dimensional. So I put it on the outside of the frame. Or you can just keep it super simple, don't use any embellishments at all, and just put one of your favorite photos. By photos, I mean, you know, like those little divider pages again. Cut those out, cut the little binder side out, and then cut the little month out, and then put them into the picture frame like I did here. And then also, you know, with picture frames, you can always turn those into trays. And on the bottom of the tray, I just put some leftover plastic ornaments. You can use it for decor in a room where you put all of your perfume bottles on there. You could probably also use it as a jewelry tray, and then you can also use it in your craft room. So again, you can just hang it on the wall, turn them into trays. Now I'm going to talk about the picture frames, the easel type, the ones that you can put on your table. For this type of style, you want to go through your expired planner. You kind of want to pick out these type of pages that have like your top priorities, notes, birthdays. But like we did earlier, we did recycle or upcycle those calendars that you see on the top on video number 1. Now we're going to actually use the bottom portion of it where it has like top priorities. You know, I don't want to inundate it with too much information. I just want a little bit of my top priorities for that month. And it is my nephew's birthday month, so that's why he has his little section right there. A recap on number 6 is the desktop frame, the wall art, the wall gallery, and we even had a bonus with a perfume tray. Now we're going to move on to number 7, which is going to be paper rosettes. Again, I'm going to share with you guys 2 different ways to make this. One is if you just have your basic supplies, and next up is going to be if you have one of these machines right here. So basically what you want to do is when you're choosing your paper, if you're going to be using it just with your basic supplies, you want to choose a paper that actually has pre-made lines on there. That's just going to make everything so much more simple. You're not going to have to like score any lines, trace any lines because it's already pre-made for you. And I am trying to preserve as much of this paper as I possibly can because we still have more projects to do with it. So on this page right here, you're going to see that it has the month and then it has the word notes, and those kind of have like a dotted line. And that's perfectly fine. You can still use that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use it because it is on the far left-hand side of the page. That's going to leave a whole lot of room left on the right hand side, which is perfect because we still have more projects to do with that. So I'm just going to focus on these two pieces right here. And then when you're starting your fold, you want to make sure that one of them folds up and one of them folds down. You are definitely going to need two of these pieces to create a full rosette. So the first one here, we're just doing an accordion fold. And actually on the second one as well. So this is what it should look like at this point. Next up on the ends, we're going to add a little bit of glue. If you're going to be using it as a gift tag, you're going to need to attach your twine at this point. We actually want to connect all the pieces together, so we're going to put, or at least I'm going to put glue on each of the ends, and then when I put them together, I kind of want to make this like W letter, so it kind of looks like this right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach the other end, and when I do that, it's going to form a circle. So, you know, when you form the circle, you kind of want to push the circle flat and then push it in together, and then that's going to give you your paper rosette. But you're going to need something to hold that paper rosette together, so you need something for the front and the back. So these were extra pieces that came from the expired planner, so you're going to want one for the front and want one for the back, and then you just put glue in the center once you scrunch it all together, and then you put your little item in the center of that, and you do the same thing to the opposite side, and now you have formed your first paper rosette. Maybe it's not your first paper rosette. Maybe it's your first paper rosette from an expired planner. Or maybe you don't want to make a gift tag or embellishment. You can make a really cute wand with it. So you just add it to a paper straw and then you can decorate it as well. So I thought it turned out really, really cute. Lots and lots of different ways, again, that you can make your rosettes. So maybe you have the machine, and if that's the case, this is the rosette that I like to use, which is by Sizzix, and you kind of get two pieces, but the largest piece actually has a way for you to make a medium piece and a large piece, and you can definitely make that using your expired planner. Like, I'm telling you that this rosette right here is pretty huge. It's bigger than like a plate that you would normally eat on, so you can definitely use this as wall decor as well. You can use it for decoration. Really nice, great big sizes, again, using your expired planner and these Sizzix items. For the larger rosettes, I had to use like ephemera pieces for it, but for the smaller ones, I can kind of go back to those planners, pick out these type of stationery pages, and then I can use that to decorate and embellish my rosettes. And then you could also use whatever you have, like if you have like your Daiso stickers, which are all so super cute, right? So you can use that. And what's really nice about the rosettes are that I didn't really have to look at any of the pages. I just made sure that none of them were like the decorative type, and I would just cut my rosettes out from them, not worrying about what style matched with what. I kind of mixed everything up, and it's kind of in its own little way decorating itself. Now moving on to loot bags or gift bags or little treat bags. Super simple, another really easy tutorial. You're going to take your paper. Of course, you're going to want to cut off the binded edge right here, and then you're going to take it, turn it on its side. You're going to fold one side down, and then on this right here where you see the yellow highlighter, that just kind of represents my adhesive or my tape, which is the same thing, right? Tape, glue, adhesive. For the tutorial, I use tape, but for all the other ones that are off camera, I actually use a mixture of both tape and glue because, you know, whatever you're putting in here, you don't want it busting out. So it's good to have all that extra adhesive on there. Fold the other side down. And then next step, you want to fold the corners a little bit, and then you'll fold it up, and then you'll fold it back up again. And then you're going to undo all of that. So those are basically just your fold lines. And then you want to lay down your adhesive, which is, again, is going to be my score tape. And then I'm just going to follow the same pattern that I did earlier. Fold in the corners, fold up, and then fold up again. And now we have our treat bag, our loot bag. This is going to be your extra bags that you can keep on hand, and you don't have to keep on buying the ones at Daiso, or maybe you will because they're super cute, right? You just can't stop yourself from buying it, or at least I can't. I have a huge container, but every time I go there, I feel like I need more of it. So I did call them loot bags, goodie bags, treat bags, and you can definitely find a whole bunch of stuff to fill this up with at the Dollar Tree, at Daiso. You can even put washi tape in there. Yeah. Basically fill it up like a loot bag like you would for a party. You can put little pens in there, little stickers, little sticky notes, post-it notes. So the money you would have spent buying treat bags and loot bags and cellophane bags, you can save, put in your pocket, or take it back out and spend it on some more goodies to fill the loot bags with. So I thought it was really nice to be able to pair it with the rosettes we just made. There is just so much paper in an expired happy planner that you could be making loot bags galore, and you can decorate them with like the rosettes you just made. You can add a little bit of distress ink on there. But bottom line is you're going to be saving money. You're not going to have to buy loot bags and treat bags for a while. Another item that I usually run out of and don't realize until last minute is gift wrap. It's nice because you can kind of customize it. You can put as much paper as you need, and you're just kind of like layering, not even layering them, you're just kind of matching the edges up, putting tape, and you can build it as big as you need to build it or as small as you need to build it. So one little sheet is sufficient enough for those really tiny jewelry boxes. And then if you are wrapping something way bigger, you know, basically all you have to do is cut that one edge off onto the left, and then you just need that straight edge, and you're just lining all those edges up, and then you're putting tape on there and you're building your gift wrap paper as much as you need to build it. And it's also really nice because all the patterns on here kind of looks like it's part of the decoration. Now we have like this huge sheet, and then you can wrap like bigger items with it. And it's nice that the Happy Planner has like different color themes throughout the planner. So, you know, if you choose a specific colored ribbon, you can kind of match it towards the planner type of paper, and then you can just kind of create something that looks like it's completely like cohesive. So with this one, we have the dark blue paper, so I decided to pair it with a dark blue ribbon. I could also pair it with the rosettes to give it more of a decorative flair. And as you can see, you can really dress up this gift wrap. It doesn't have to be like this plain gift wrap. You can play around with your different bows, your rosettes, your greeting cards. Before we get to number 10, I had a quick question for you guys. So I don't know if you like these type of videos because I don't normally film all of my projects, and you might have noticed that I didn't use any of the Happy Planner rings, and I was planning on doing a Disney theme project with that. So if you guys like these type of videos, if you want me to film the process of that as well, let me know in the comments down below, liking, subscribing, sharing it with your crafty community, and then I'll definitely have my camera charged and on hand and probably create another video like this. And yay, we are at number 10. So we have gift boxes, project boxes, organization boxes, and this is going to deal with the container that you get if you buy the whole set. So that was explained more in video 1, but basically if you buy the whole set, you get a plastic container like this, and you would be able to decorate it with whatever you want, like cardstock paper. But I kind of like these paper ribbons that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, so I actually found a use for it. Sometimes when I go shopping, I pick them up because I'm like, oh, the price is really good, but I don't really have a reason to buy it, and now I do. So this is the paper ribbon from Hollywood. Yes, it's from Hollywood. No, it's from Hobby Lobby, and you can use it to kind of cover up all the packaging that's already on here if you don't want to have to rip off all those little stickers on there. This is a really great option for that. You could also use like gift wrap to cover up those items, or cardstock paper again. And it's really nice because, you know, I made that huge rosette earlier. You can use that to decorate it. And by gift boxes, I mean you can kind of like create your own sets with this. So these are just a few examples of the gift boxes. It's really nice, kind of like for crafty gifts as well, because, you know, there's a lot of different types of shapes, and sometimes when you send out crafty happy mail, there's just like a whole bunch of things that you want to put in there. So it's really nice that you'll be able to display it all in this one box. It's really nice also if you want to just keep the front of the box open and clear. That way you can see the contents in it, and it's really easy to kind of like set one of these up. And as you can tell, you're just basically layering everything on there. I did use a lot of double stick tape as well, so that none of these would kind of like fall or slip down. And you know, you can do it in different type of themes. You know, you have like your Christmas, your Valentine's Day, wedding, birthdays, whatever theme that you want to go with. And it's also really nice because you can use it to store the projects that you're currently working on, like I did here. And then it's also nice in terms of an organization box, because we just created, or at least I created all these different projects from video 1 and video 2, and I can put them all in here. So it's just kind of like organizing all of the things that I made into one place. If you like the vibe, please subscribe, thumbs up, 7 up, and sharing is caring. So don't forget to share this with your besties. And I thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.